Welcome to this session of completing your Enrolment Form 2018-19. Before you start to complete this form, you will need to have a black pen, and we ask that you write as clearly as possible and in block capitals. First section, personal details. Within this section, you will need to complete the following fields: what your title is, whether you're a Mr., Mrs., Miss, etc. Your surname, your forenames, and any middle names. Any previous surnames you may have held, for instance, if you've recently been married. You will also need to indicate your national insurance number. You will then need to indicate your date of birth. For example, the 28th of the 8th, 1972. Age on the 31st of August 2018 for that date of birth would be 46. You then need to indicate whether you're male or female, and then move down to the section for mobile telephone number, and again your home telephone number if you have one. Please do provide both telephone numbers, as we may need to contact you. Then we move on to your personal email address. We'll also ask you, have you ever studied at the Manchester College before? You just need to indicate here yes or no. Permanent home address. We will need you to indicate your full home address in this section, and also add your postcode. In the box below, we will need you to indicate how long you have lived at this address. However, if it's less than 3 years, we will need you to give a previous address and indicate this in the box below, and also tick the previous address circle. The term time address is only relevant if you are staying in a property which is different to your permanent home address, so this may not be needed. However, if it is, you will need to indicate the address and the postcode. Next section, next of kin and emergency contact details. The relationship that you hold with this person, that could be mother, it could be a foster carer, or it could be any other next of kin you choose. The telephone number of that next of kin and their email address. If you would prefer your next of kin not to be contacted, you will need to indicate this here by ticking the circle. You will also need to provide a contact number and a name of a person who you would want to be contacted in an emergency. Next section, last school, college or university attended. Please complete the full name and address of the school. Criminal convictions. It's very important that you complete this section with complete honesty. So, if you can complete this by indicating yes or no. Next section, residency. This is to be completed by all students. You will need to indicate that you have been a resident within the UK or EU for the last 3 years, and also provide your nationality. You will indicate this by ticking the box either yes or no. If you haven't been a UK or EU national for the last 3 years, you will then need to complete the section below. Health and additional needs. You need to read this section carefully. Whilst we endeavour to make reasonable adjustments as defined by the 2010 Equality Act, failure to disclose a disability or learning difficulty may lead to a delay in the start of your course. You will need to indicate whether you have any health or additional needs. These are set out below. If you have no health and additional needs, you will then need to indicate I do not have a disability, I do not have a learning difficulty, or I have no formal diagnosis but would like to discuss my needs. Next section, ethnicity. Please read the categories below and indicate which best describes your ethnic origin. Household situation. Please can you tick which one of the following statements best describes your household? This may be more than one. Data protection. You will need to read the statement below, in line with the TMC privacy notice which you were given earlier today. You can agree to be contacted for other purposes by ticking any of the following boxes below. Final section, Student Declaration. You will need to read the statement below. You will need to indicate that you have read and understood the TMC privacy notice. Once you have done this, you may sign and date the form and return the information to the enrolling member of staff. This is the form complete now. Thank you for listening.